Okay, good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. Am I audible enough? Can you confirm that you can listen to me? Good. You may kind of write in a chat box as well if you wish. So, good evening, Rudona. Good evening, everybody. Nice to see you. I hope you could manage to finish your working day and to have to manage to eat something. And okay, good evening, dears. Good evening, Dilrabo. And ready to start our webinar series. Good evening, dear Gurshan. Good evening, dear Eldar. Okay, in this case, I think we will wait 2 more minutes. And I hope you didn't have very hard working day. As it is Monday, usually Monday is like associated that it can be one of the hardest or tough working days. Good evening, Feruza Bono. Nice to see you all, dears. A very, very familiar kind of names. I'm really happy to see you in our today's webinar. I don't know, because maybe because of internet, I have a bad quality of video, but I hope it will be fixed soon. So we will wait like 2 more minutes and then we will start. So I would like to ask you kind of to participate in our marathon, in our daily marathon up to the end of the week. And because we have a prize for you. Okay, good. So those who have difficulties on joining Zoom, we have started to kind of live streaming in our YouTube account as well. So you may find out us like in YouTube as well. So, okay, let's wait 1 more minute as we have promised it, because we are waiting for more people. And yeah, we are having wonderful people here. Good evening, dears. Good evening, all. Good evening. Okay, nice to see you. Too many familiar names. Too many passionate teachers are here. Even I can see some students are here as well. Happy to see you all, dears. Okay. Good. And it is already 25. I think it is time to start. And good evening again, all my participants. I'm really happy to see you all here. And I hope you will not regret that you are together with me during the next 1 hour. And because we did our best with our team, TESOL Asia International, we did our best in order to prepare something interesting for you. And I hope it would be very useful for you as well. So, to begin this, I would like to introduce myself. I think majority of you know me already. I'm Yakut Sharipova, a senior teacher at Uzbekistan State World Languages University, and TESOL trainer at TESOL Asia International, and IELTS instructor at IMC Krems as well. And starting from today, during the next 5 days, we are going to organize teaching marathon in order to help our teachers with different methodologies in order to develop professionally. And here I would like to make a short introduction. What are we going to do and what are we planning to do? So it lasts 5 days. You will listen 5 topics with 5 trainers of TESOL. And remember that if you participate all trainings, you will get certificate of attendance. And if you participate, and at the same time, if you can find an answer for the 5 questions in our last webinar, which is going to be held on Saturday, you will have a voucher for IELTS instructor course, so which is free for charge, and you may win the chance to try yourself as an IELTS instructor by learning the best tips and strategies of teaching IELTS as well. So I know that it is in Uzbekistan nowadays we are having IELTS mania or test mania, and IELTS in one of the leading places of this test mania. And I hope this chance can be your chance to win, and your chance maybe to turn your teaching direction into different way. And if everything is clear with our marathon instructions, you may find out our lovely trainers, which you are going to meet during the next 5 days by TESOL Asia International. So our trainers are me, Yakut Sharipova, Omid Porsayev, and the next wonderful trainer, Aziza Kulahmedova, and Clara Nazmutinova. So day by day, they're going to present their trainings, webinars, which can be very, very helpful for you to develop professionally. And maybe you will learn something new, or maybe you will find out your interest on participating in our TESOL courses, because they are going to present a piece of TESOL training which they are going to present, which usually they present in their TESOL trainings. So all of them are wonderful people, all of them are wonderful trainers, and all of them could manage find their place in their working career. And if everything is clear with our trainers, let's move to the next one. By the way, I would like to remind you that you shouldn't just sit and listen or mute yourself and pretend to that you are saying. You need to listen and try to find out some information, or try to find as much as possible information, because each of them will give by 1 question. And on Saturday, we will have a mini competition where you need to try your chance to win the voucher for IELTS instructor course. So I hope this chance will be yours, because you're worth it. And let's start. So as I have already mentioned that I'm Yakut Sharipova, and my working places I have already mentioned, but starting from today, during the next 5 days, I'm going to work as a moderator for you as well. So, and today, let's start my first training or first webinar on the topic of succeed in reading for exams. And specifically, we will talk about the multiple choice questions, which is one of the tough questions, and which is one of the frequent questions for today as well. And this is our agenda. First, we will discover what is exam reading, and then we will talk about multiple choice questions itself and strategies of them. And by the way, what do you think? What is the difference between exam reading and or general reading itself? If you have difficulties on with your microphone, you may type your answers in a chat box. Hello.
Good evening. Can I try?
Okay, dears, I know that you are really tired. But one thing, I'm talking non-stop. Am I audible enough? Can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yeah, it's audible.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shahnoza Tangirova said yes. Thank you, Shahnoza. I'm really happy that I'm audible. In this case, let's continue. Okay, Shahzoda, would you like to talk about exam reading?
Yeah. I guess, like, in my opinion, that exam reading is kind of.
Let's continue in this case. So exam reading. Exam reading, reading actually, it is considered as one of the challenging skills of examination because number of challenges or number of difficulties. So they are, of course, time management, because exam reading is time reading. And time management is one of the tough things where our students face so much. And they also complain that they have difficulties on managing time because they are kind of involved in reading and finding as much as correct answers instead of thinking that they need to manage the time as well. And it is challenging because of academic words, yes. And because usually reading passages are taken from scientific magazine, newspaper, or newspaper articles. And as a result, like some participants or readers, as they are not used to read scientific articles, it can be a little bit it can be a little bit challenging for them. So it is stressful because huge passages, limited time, and as they need each correct answer was something that it is stressful for them. And it is strategy based because they need to learn the strategies in order to succeed in exam reading. And a number of correct answers plays a role on the results. Thus, they worry a lot on finding as much as correct answers. But as they are stressed, as they may be kind of not aware of strategies, appropriate strategies on reading, thus they may have difficulties on finding the right number of correct answers. So, and let's continue. Multiple choice questions, one of the frequent questions of exam reading. And it can be no examination, it can be IELTS, it can be CFR, APTIS, in all examination. So, but today for my kind of material, I have chosen IELTS reading passages because I think that it can be interesting. I thought that it can be interesting for our participants. Okay, multiple choice questions. Can you kind of type your answer? What do you know about multiple choice questions? Dear participants, dear teachers. Okay. We have one answer in chat box. Yes, we have options to choose. Yes, Shirzadbek, you are right. We have several options to choose. And who else wants to present there? Okay, we need to choose one correct. Usually we have like several options, which is calculated for 100, and each option goes for 25%. So that means our option or kind of possibility of getting the right is 25% usually. Yes, you are right, Naza Kambarova. It is, we need to choose one option. Okay, any other additions, viewers?
Yeah, for example, in the reading, like,
yes, it checks our vocabulary range. Yes, most of the times the answers are similar. You are right. They are usually based on logical analysis. Kamola, you are right. Saida Nishambeke, we can use skimming and scanning strategies. Yes, actually we need to use scanning in multiple choice, but we we can just do a little bit different thing with despite of skimming and scanning. So the laws are, yes, sometimes we are asked to choose not one, but 2 or 3 appropriate answers. Yes, it is one of the question types as well. Well done, dears. I'm really happy to see your answers. Well, okay. So let's continue. You are all right. And I just wanted to talk about methodology or kind of theory a little bit. So multiple choice questions appear regularly in exam reading, as I have already mentioned. We have one more answer. If we find answers, we have to use intensive reading strategies. You are right, Saida Nishonbekova. Okay, they are fairly simple to complete, but it is easy to get tricked into picking the wrong answer because of more options. And the aim of this type of questions is to test, if you can, number one, understanding the main idea of each paragraph, and scan for specific abilities or specific information, and using detailed reading, as it was mentioned by Saida, if I'm not mistaken, to differentiate between several possible answers. Okay, and if we continue to discover our theory of multiple choice questions, we can find out the following fact or the following theory. There are 2 types of stems in multiple choice questions. Number one, which is stem completion. In stem completion, the most appropriate sentence ending should be found, and from a choice of a number of options. And here you may find out, see an example. So also uses politicians to exemplify they can do what? Have emotions, imitate actors, detect other people's lives, mask their true feelings. So they need to find the ending from the appropriate ending from the options. And the next is WH or half stem. So in this type of stem, the most appropriate response or answer from a choice of a number of options should be chosen. So for example, how does the lie detector work? A, it detects whether one emotional state is stable. B, it detects one's brain activity level. C, it detects a body behavior during one's verbal response. And D, and it analyzes one's verbal response word by word. And there are usually 4 options in both types of stems. Okay, and if you kind of, if it is clear for you, let's turn. So now you know that there are 2 types of stems. Number one is like choosing the right ending from the options, and the WH or half stem, which you need to find an answer for the question. Okay, in both cases, you need to kind of find out what are you searching for, and to find out one keyword which can help you to orientate or to locate from the passage itself. And understanding the question is really important in both types. So usually we need to remember that questions follow the order of the text, and questions repeat keywords or their synonyms from the text. And we also need to remember that the differences between types of answers. So one answer will be irrelevant, that gives information which is not stated in the text. And one answer gives completely opposite information. And from these options, one answer gives information that figures in the text, but not what you are asked about. And one answer is correct answer. So as you see, kind of eliminating works back to analyzing answers itself, because we need to remember that there is one correct answer, one correct is irrelevant, one answer is irrelevant, sorry, and 2 answers like from 2 answers like one answer gives completely opposite, and one answer gives information about the figures in the text, but not what you have asked about. So, and we need to remember that multiple choice questions, depending on their number, they are kind of divided into 3 levels of difficulty. They are simple, average, and difficult. So, if your multiple choice question consists of 2 questions, both of them are in an average level of difficulty. If your multiple choice question consists of 3 questions, they are 2 of them are in an average level of difficulty and 1 of them in a difficult level of difficulty. So if there are 4, 1 is simple, 2 is average, and 1 is difficult. If there are 5 questions, 1 is difficult, 3 of them are average, and 1 of them is difficult level of difficulty. And if there are 3 plus or 6 plus, sorry, 6 between 6 to 8, so 2 of them will be simple, 2 of them will be in an average level of difficulty, and difficult level of difficulty will be 2 plus. So why it is important to know that sometimes if you can have difficulties on finding, like if there are 5 multiple choice questions and you have difficulties on finding the right answer, at least like 1 or 2, you needn't worry that you don't know the language. You shouldn't put yourself under stress, because it is how multiple choice questions are organized. So now it's time to practice. We have already worked on the theory. And dear participants, I would like to focus your attention to the passage which is given on the left side of your screen, and the questions, multiple choice questions, which are given on the right side of the screen. And remember that there is like 3 of them actually talks about almost one and the same thing. 1 will talk about different thing. It is like a 3 plus 1 formula. So that means this one is your kind of destructor. You need to eliminate. And among these 3, 2 of them almost talk about one and the same thing, or they use almost the same words. So that means perhaps they are your big destructors. And 1 of them kind of totally paraphrases what is given in the passage. It is your correct answer. Now I would like to focus your attention to the screen, and I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and I would like to ask you to type your right answer by saying why this answer is correct, by showing the right location or the right paraphrasing from the passage itself. So let me set the time, and good luck, dears.
Rise and rise a regular part of their diet. Spiders have a downside for the planet too. They produce 100% of the world's total methane emissions. This is even more than coal mine emissions, which make residual carcinogens planet regular part of more than population's diet. Rice paddies emit more methane than coal mining. Plantation represent the world's total emissions. They produce have downside for the planet to separate as not. It's even more than coal mining, which make 10% of people.
Bildar, I think because of my internet speed, I have this video problems, video issues. I would like to say my thorough. So the problem is internet quality.
Rice paddies emit more methane than coal mining industry.
Okay, now I have shared the text itself.
Давай прочитай. Быстро. 5 минут.
Okay, viewers, time presented me that it's already out. Okay, now can you tell or can you type your right answers in the screen, in a chat box? Sorry. So what do you think? Which answer is true? Okay, Feruza said C, Kamola said C, Fayoza presented C, Nadira presented C. Well done, that is right, it is C. And let's kind of present my analysis. So as you see, that is WH stand. So it asks us like a special question, what? And if you go specifically, the text is about rice. Remember, rice cannot be your keyword because it is technical word which is text is about. So here, negative is our keyword because it is asking about its effect, negative effect, yes? And as I have already mentioned that, usually 3 of the answers talks about one and the same thing, but one will talk about a different thing. And if you go, you will find out the following one. If you pay attention to B and D, rice and rice. If you go A and C, it is and it's, yeah? You are right, C is the right answer. If you check A, it is regular part, more than half of the world's population died. More than half of the global population replied. Remember, it almost copied word by word, kind of from the passage itself. So that means more than half, pay attention, more than half of the world's population died, the global population, yeah? And regular part of their diet as well. So it means like it almost repeats, but which is not negative effect. Usually, a right answer is totally paraphrased. Yes. So A is our strong destructor. Rice badly emit more methane than coal mining industry in B. So that is more than coal mining emissions, which makes 10% of total. Yes, it talks about, but it doesn't talk about kind of, it is like a very negative effect. So if you go to the C answer, you will find out that it is 70% of the world's total methane emissions. But rice paddies have a downside for the planet too. They produce as much as 70% of the world's total methane emissions, which is totally paraphrasing of the C answer. And rice genetically modifies SUSABAT2, which is harmful for the health. Okay, pay attention that if you kind of analyze A, B, C, D, you will find out like a B and D talks about, started with rice and rice. Okay, there is something. And if you go to Aries and Aries, yeah? And if you go to the meaning of B, C, D and A, B, C, D, you will find out that D is your strong destructor because all of them are talking about emissions. B and C talks about emissions. But A and D talks about health, and this one talks about dieting. So it is D talks about the health, so that means it's our strong destructor. A is our weak destructor. Now we need to choose from B and C. So right answer is C, as you have mentioned. Okay, we have more answers in one keyword from the venture is the word downside. Yes, not the square. C, because the sentence gives a negative effect. You are right. I guess C is correct. You are right, yes. Okay, now let's go to the next mini passage. Again, 3 minutes. And 3 minutes of kind of thinking, analyzing, trying to find the right answers. After 3 minutes, we will continue our discussion. I have already kind of 2 answers in the box. 1B, 1B to D. Okay.
D definitions in German is
So Shahzada Manchester is 1B. To D. Okay, Fatma. B and D, Gushan. Okay. Time is out. Let me start. Let's analyze. Okay, dears, as I have already mentioned that you first start with question analysis. You need to understand what question asks you. So in multiple choice questions, actually, it is not difficult type of questions as majority of people can do. So what did archaeologists in southern Germany discover? So as a text about archaeologists, so that means like archaeologists are not our kind of keyword. So our keyword is here, discover. Remember that discover is our keyword, okay? And in order kind of quickly to locate the information, we need to use some technical words. We are lucky we have like a names of the city, so which is proper name, which can help us to quickly orientate. So southern Germany is our key technical word which helps us to orientate. So it's orientates us to southern Germany. So that means we are kind of we need to find out answer from here. But remember that we need to read like a like a sentence below as well in order to find the right answer. Okay, so it talks about like a paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 talks about southern Germany because paragraph 3 talks about Stone Age already. Yes. Okay, now if you go and start to analyze the question itself, you will go, your attention, you need to kind of pay attention to differentiate what the questions asked. If you read question 1, it talks about 34 dead animals It talks about B, talks about 34 skeletons, okay, and D talks about again 9 adult males, 7 adult females, and 16 children. We need to remember that if they repeat word by word from the passage, usually this is wrong answer because it is our strong distractor. They are in reading, they don't repeat word by word. So we will kind of eliminate D. It is our strong distractor. So we will not, we will forget about D. We will kind of focus our attention to B, C, and D. So, and now, if you go to, again, just do your analysis, you will find out the following thing. A, it starts with remains, it starts with release. So that means perhaps 1A or C is true. Why? Because they kind of usually try to cheat us by presenting all the same structure. This is multiple choice because they kind of present almost the same structure by paraphrasing. So that means now we need to get rid of ourselves from B answer. So B is our next weak distractor. Remember that. In multiple choice questions, if there are 4 options, 1 is your strong distractor, 2 are your weak distractor, 1 is your correct answer, as we have already talked in a previous slide. So now we know that 1 strong distractor, 1 weak distractor, but we have 1 more weak distractor. Okay, and 34 dead animals, but we have also kind of already kind of know from paragraph 1, they have found out not dead animals, they have found out people. So A is our next weak distractor. The right answer is C, not B. Let's discover why C. So keyword is here, early civilization. All of this showed signs of what? Signs of fatal trauma, including head wounds. None of them showed any signs of defensive wounds, suggesting they were killed whilst running away. So that is signs of fatal trauma means relics of early civilization. So our right answer is here C, not B. So if the strategy is clear for you, let me kind of do the same analysis with question 2. Let's read the question and find out the right keyword which we are looking for. So why did scientists suggest that those people were killed whilst running away? Yes. So it is the next paragraph. Okay. Why did, so keyword is running away. Okay, look at Zaya. We will be aware of these two, A and D, rather than B and C. Okay, they were 16 children, but they were not only 16 children. So this is our strong distractor. Let's take it out. So during that period, organized group violence, what was very frequent. It is like an author's opinion, but it is not talks about. It is our next distractor. And we are reading A and D very thoroughly. Their skeleton showed signs of fatal trauma, which is already kind of was could be an answer for the previous question. Their skeleton didn't show any signs of defensive wounds, which can be answered for paraphrasing of this question. So the right answer is D. 1, C, 2 is D. I hope it is clear. Let's do. And now you have a little bit bigger passage, and then this time I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Let's do your analysis. After 5 minutes, we will do discussion. Do not forget to type your answers in the chat box, dears. Okay, then now I will mute participants.
Because I'm sure
You have left minutes, dears. Okay, we have some answers already in chat box. 1B, 2D, from Ismaila Zarifah. Shahzoda, I think one is A. Okay. So there's your time to think, time to analyze is kind of over, and let's kind of do a start of analysis, and we already have some answers, and you may kind of present your answers in a chat box. Okay, use your fingers, and present your answers in a chat box. So let me do analysis. As you know, according to the strategy, first we need to understand the question itself, and in order to find out one keyword to technical word to orientate. So with the first question, we are lucky that it directs us to paragraph 1. So the answer for the first question is hidden in a paragraph 1 as question presenters A, C, D, B. Okay. By Fayoza. So the answer for the first question is hidden in paragraph 1 because it already directs us paragraph 1. We are lucky. And if you go to the next question, we will find that it started with the skill team, which is already kind of directs us to skill team, which is like a paragraph 2. And we are lucky with kind of answers which are kind of presented in brackets, bridge jobs. So it also directs us to the paragraph 3, sorry. And David's story. David's story is given in the last paragraph. So now we are confident where to find our answers to the question. Good job. So because of our technical words, because of our keywords. And now let's analyze our kind of questions and what is asked from us. A, C, D, B, Gurshan. Okay. So if you go to question 1, in paragraph 1, which is stem 1, if you remember, we need to find out the right ending for the question. In paragraph 1, the writer suggests that companies could consider A, abolishing pay schemes that are based on the age, avoiding pay that is based on price rated, increasing pay for older workers, equipping older. Okay, all of them, abolishing, avoiding, increasing, equipping, are presented with verbs. Like so that's like a different, little bit different. But if you go, ABC talks about pay, 3 of them. Good. So D is our distractor. Without the reading, we will kind of cross it out. Okay, so something with payment is our answer should be connected something with payment. You are right. Okay, and if let's analyze abolishing pay schemes that are based on age, avoiding pay that is based on piece rated, and increasing pay for older workers. If you go analyze A and C talks about age characterized payment, which is paying elder people. So B is our next week distraction. Now we need to make a choice between A and C. But if you go like to B and C, they're talking about rates and schemes. So perhaps our A is true. A answer is true. Actually, A is true, but when we kind of found out, remember that strategies works for 90%, we need to anyway check in order to be confident for 100%, the next 10%. Let's go. So if we go, abolishing based on the age. So blah, 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 are paid more spite rather than blah, blah, by employees are pressure. Take away seniority pay based scales, which is we have already met our first keyword here. And all the workers may become much more attractive in their kind of may become much more attractive employment proposition, which is almost synonym of A answer. You are right. A is true. Next, we already kind of did analysis on ABC. First one, we will do the same in the second one, but we already kind of found out the location, which is skill team. When you find out, remember your keyword, you need to read 3 sentences usually. So the sentence itself, if you have difficulties to find an answer, you need to go 1 sentence above or 1 sentence below or 2 sentences below. It is also sometimes possible. Okay, go, and we will find out quickly. And B and C kind of should attract our attention. Allows. Well, good job. So offers, allows treats. Okay, offers all the workers increasing salary. Okay, skill teams in example of company, which we need to find out example, which is what? Yes, the right ending. Offers all the workers increasing in salary, allows people to continue working as long as they want, allows the expertise of all the workers to be put to use, treats older and younger workers equally. Okay, all of them. Okay, A, B, C talks about older people possibilities. So D is our strongest structure. Now we need to kind of pay attention to B and C rather than A, but sometimes A can be true. We needn't forget about it, but now in this case, our answer is hidden in between B and C. Let's analyze. Allows people to continue working as we are looking as long as they want. Allows to exercise for all the work to be put to use. Okay, so to go working age and employee joint league, they have 5-year contract, which is antonym, opposite of as long as they want. Over full period of blah, blah, blah. I think so. The company offers services, blah, blah, blah. So all in all, like they wanted, if you go and read this statement starting from face it, yes, we will find out that it allows the expertise of all workers to use. So our right answer is C in second question. Okay, break jobs is our kind of technical word which helps us to orientate. We have already orientated paragraph 3. Okay, and 3, some of you said B, D, let's analyze. Okay, so according to the writer, break job, we need to find out the ending. Okay, let's read. Tend to attract, better, originated in, appeal to. Yes, so pay attention that A and D started with the same structure, tend to, appeal to. And if you go, A, B is our strong destructor because they are started with the verb itself, action, verb, motion, verb, but it started with to be construction. So we need to read A, C, D more because B is our strong destructor. Let's read. Okay, tend to attract people in middle salary ranges. Okay, middle salary ranges. By pay attention, they are talking about people, but the text about all of the older people, which we have already kind of looked through in the previous question. So perhaps it's our weak destructor because they are talking general all people, not elder people. So originated in the USA, appeal to distinct groups of all the workers. Okay, originated in the USA can be our next destructor because they are talking about people and their kind of salaries, and suddenly this answer gives origination. But anyway, we may check the answer United States here. Studies have found that in the United States, nearly half, okay, they're talking about the United States, but they're not talking about its origination from the USA. So C is our destructor. And D is our correct answer here. Appeal to distinct groups of older workers, part-time job, okay. So, and if you go to and read, you need to find out the answer that it break jobs appeals to distinct groups of older workers, starting from the best way. If you read close reading or detailed reading, which is mentioned by one of you. Okay, and let's go to the number 4. David's story study found out. So David's story, last paragraph. And we need to find out something. Again, it is stem 1, if you remember from our 2 stem types. We need to find out the right name. Okay, and majority of you in a chat box mentioned that it is B. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. So B. Well done, you are right. Now you are good. Thinkers of multiple choice questions, because so we need to find out what the study found out. Yes, so let's go. People demand older people, an increasing number, few young people. Okay, people. Yes, okay, all people, but the beginning A, B, D is D, sorry, started with people. So C is our strong destructor. Let's go. People demand more from their work as they get older. Older people are good at running in their own businesses. Few young people have their own businesses. Okay, business, but the text already about old people, so that means D is our next destructor. Now we need to do a decision between A and B. People demand more from their work as they get older. Older people are good at running their own businesses. As we have business, perhaps B is true, but we will check it. So here, they may kind of, if the job market more flexible, the old may find more jobs to suit them. Often they will be self-employed. Sometimes they may start their own businesses. A study. Yes, as they get older, they start their own businesses, which is totally paraphrasing of the answer. So A is wrong. As I said, 1 strong destructor, 2 weak destructors, and 1 correct answer is here. So by logically eliminating, like analyzing and eliminating the answers or making decision between answers you can achieve better success in multiple choice questions. So multiple choice questions are not difficult as it seems to you. Okay, dears, that there is an answer for this one. And one more practice and then we will finish. Okay, and 5 minutes again, and we have 4 questions. And after 5 minutes, we will come back to our discussion. So we have started to gain answers from the chapter. 1C by Muhabbat, 2A by Marzuna, 2A by Muhabbat. Okay. Okay. So 1C to A3A for C for A. 1C to A.
I think we have finished, Ms. Yakut.
Foresee. Okay. Okay, dears, our time to think is already over, and I have already kind of seen and looked through some questions, some answers which are presented in a chat box, like 1C to 4C by Marzuna, to A by Fariza, 3A, CA, AC. Okay, 3A, 4C. Well done, let's start. Okay, if you remember, first thing that we need to understand the question. And the question asks about time period, yes? And we have to find out one kind of word, technical word, which helps us easily to locate the right part or the right passage, yes, from the text, or the right part from the text. So we have kind of 700 to okay. Oh my gosh, I kind of started to forget because I'm excited. Yeah. 720 travels, sorry. So 720 travels I presented here, which we need to go. And we need to find when they died. So 3 decades ago, they have died 3 decades ago, which is 1 decade is 10 years, so which is 30 years ago. So 13, it is too much. A few decades means like it can be 2 decades, it can be 3 decades, it can be 1 decade even. And there is no information. It is our strong destructor. We will kind of delete because there is an information. And if we analyze, we will come up with C answer because 3 decades, it is already presented in the text, it is 30 years. So 13 and 30, a few decades, 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. So our right answer is C. Because 13, it is too much. A few decades, it is not clear because it is asking about when, exact time. 3 decades, it is C. So twin engine, we have turboprop. Turboprop, which goes to, directs us to the passage 2, which is technical word, as I have already mentioned. So if you go, only a pilot is our destructor. We need to eliminate it and focus on A, B, C rather than D. 8 people, 4 people, 2 people. So 2, 4, 8. Okay, and if you go here, you will find out 8 people. So our right answer is A, because it is not 4 people, and it's not 2 people, it is 8 people. So, and the next is the worst accident in the history according to the paragraph was. We are looking for worst accident, yes? So, and we will have the worst single aircraft as accident in the history. So we have overlooked. And let's analyze. Flight 123, Delta Flight 191, British Autos Flight 280, okay, and Bar Harbor Airlines Flight 1803. So, and we may find out like here, different numbers, but pay attention that flight and Delta Flight, it is something between A and B because they are our kind of strong destructors. Because look at this one. So further died when Delta Flight so here, Flight 123 is already present. So our right answer is A, as some of you have presented. So remember that if we have 4 questions, we have 1 difficult question, 2 average level, 1 simple question. So why did Japan Airlines Flight 123 crash it? And there's sometimes like logically connecting questions also helpful on finding the right answer, because in order to answer the coherent and coherence, this question asks about something, and here we also kind of find out that Japan Airlines flight. And we were looking worst accident, and they're talking about the worst accident. So we are right that our answer is A in 3. Okay, and it is a little bit difficult level of question because pay attention that it is a little bit confusing. But we are smart learners, so pay attention. Our focus should be paid in the change and the IAT class. Okay, if we analyze the change in pressure blue of the vertical stabilizer, destruction of the hydraulic system, the tight bulkhead between its cabin and tail door open, it is unknown. So if it is unknown, they don't give this question. So it is like our strong destructor. So, and if you go the change and the A type, they're talking about some changes, yeah? And destruction of hydraulic systems, yeah? And then we will go, as we know that our answer is hidden between A and C because almost a similar structure. B is our destructor, we will delay it. And we will kind of go and read in order to find out the right answer. So if we go, we will hold the worst test was blah, 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 when, here is it, yes, the A-type bulkhead between its cabin and the tail tore open quickly, which is C, not A. So A is wrong here. So the right answer is in 4 is C. Well done. So if you have presented almost similar answers, I know that you did, majority of you did. So now you are good at doing or solving multiple choice questions. So I hope this session was useful for you. Any questions to me?
Thank you, Miss Yakut.
Okay. Yes, Gulhaya, yours is correct. So, dears, if this lesson was helpful for you, you may find me in tsolageintonation.us. And remember, if you are interested on finding such kind of strategies, you may try yourself in IELTS instructor course where we will share this kind of tips and strategies of teaching IELTS and recognizing IELTS at the same time. And if you are interested in the course, you may address to our coordinators, and you may check us in social media. So I would like to express my apology if I did, if there are some kind of technical issues, like actually there were some technical issues. And if I kind of present something wrongly because I was feeling a little bit under the weather today, but I hope this session was very useful for you. Keep watching us. Tomorrow you will have our next session, and remember that you do not forget to revise the things that we have practiced today. And kind of again, like remember today's session, what I have shared, because on Saturday, I will give my question from my session. And then if you have present the right answer, you may win a voucher for IELTS instructor course. So thank you very much. See you. Goodbye.